Sometimes cheap and expensive items are the same thing with the only difference being the brand name. What are some examples of this? You guys should see the stuff we deal with in the medical field. I wanted to get a mesh metal glove to protect myself when using a saw during autopsies. Our medical supplier, Fisher Scientific, sold the hospital a medical grade chainmail glove for $300. They forgot to take the Base Pro Shops tag off. It was a $12 glove for cleaning fish. Years ago I was on a similar thread and found that melamine sponges are the same thing as Mr. Clean Magic erasers. So I hopped on AliExpress and bought 300 of them for a few bucks at 3 AM. I totally forgot that I'd done it until they showed up 6 weeks later. My wife was really confused. They do work great though, and now we'll never run out. Costco Kirkland brand is often white labeled brand name items. Aquarium nerds will know this one. Silicone. Aquariums are usually held together with silicone. And silicone is just 100% silicone, so generally predictable product, no matter who makes it. Except many brands for kitchen and bathroom ceiling have added chemicals to keep mildew from growing on the cured silicone. This is a big no-no for aquariums. Basically poison that would kill your aquarium pets. So you gotta read the ingredients and information carefully to make sure it's not anti-mildew or anything dubious added. Or you can pay double or triple for a pack of silicone with a big aquarium brand stamp. Saw it on YouTube. They showed a part of Minicooper that costs €350. The exact same part was sold by Puget for only €70. ZZZ Quill is at least a 200% markup from Benadryl. The only active ingredient in ZZZ Quill is 25 mg of diphenhydramine. Whereas Benadryl is also 25 mg of diphenhydramine. Kirkland brand. Costco brand. 1 egg. Bayer 81 mg aspirin. $24.99 for 365 tablets. Kirkland 81 mg equivalent. $4.99 for 365 tablets. Same active ingredient. Big price difference. I used to work food packaging for Kroger. Roasted peanuts. Dry oatmeal flavored or unflavored. Cereal. Chips. When we changed from store brand to branded item, we would stop the line and change the box and the package. The food is the exact same. Exact. Edit. For one thing, this thread was great to read. We all shared something today. Lol. For another, although I thought it would be self-evident, not every type of cereal, not every type of chips. Those of you who love your brand. Duck, yeah. I get it. Cascade all the way. It's better and no one is going to tell me different. But when we say there is no difference, we mean it. Food handlers unite. I was in a shop looking at laptop bags and there were two brands right next to each other that were exactly the same. Same dimensions. Color, materials, padding, everything. Except one was almost twice the price than the other. I worked in a frozen waffle / pancake factory once, and the only difference between the name brand and off-brand frozen waffles and pancakes was a little metal arm flipping back and forth to ensure every other waffle / pancake of the same bakery / freezer line made it to the name brand packaging line or off-brand packaging line. Edit. It wasn't ducking eggs. I used to work for manufacturing machinery company. You'll be surprised how many major food and pet food producers make supermarket owned brands. In the UK, there was a news story about a man finding another brand of crisps, chips, in a multipack. This made national news. Edit. Now my highest ranked comment is about crisps. And for those asking, here is the story. Duracell and Walgreens brand batteries are the same. Source. I used to work for Duracell. Canadian no-name brand, no-name chips, no-name pop, no-name hot cocoa powder. I don't know exact brands, but I would say anything identified as for men vs for women. Yeah, I'm a female, and buy men's deodorant and razors. They're both cheaper and the same exact product, just black vs pink most of the time. Champion does this so much. They have like cheap Champion and the more pricey one. Champion literally used to be crap and you get made fun of for wearing it, and now it's all hyped up, but you can still find the Champion shirt for less than $10. I have 3. Edit. Thanks for the likes guys. I woke up and just saw all this, and I didn't know it would blow up. Generic vs name brand medicine. A lot of no name or President's Choice here in Canada is just as good, if not better than name brand food items. A lot of food on all is, at least here, overproduction from name brands which is labeled differently, and one of the cheaper beer sorts here is entirely from overproduction, which has the fun effect that you will always get a Pils type beer, but depending where you brought it, it is very different. I know this quite the answer you want, but Dollar Tree has some of the best plastic slinkies. Dasani water is just bottled tap water. Most bottled water is. Really? In the UK they tried to release Dasani in news that it was just bottled tap spread quick. The release failed miserably. Despite that, and the revelation that most of the waters in the store are this way, other bottled water sells fine. Pint of paper. I used to work in a factory that cut the paper down to size. We would load up the packaging material for say staples, do our run of that, then switch packaging to the generic packaging without switching the bulk paper out. The plain white package holds literally the same as Staples brand, but the brand name is expensive. I'll tell you one example it isn't. Aureus. I'm an avid generic product user. I stay away from brand names where possible. But man, if Aureus only tastes like Aureus. Supermarket spices cost twice as much for a third of the amount when compared to packets in shops for ethnic minorities. I grew up black in a very South Asian community, so the idea of paying $2.50 for a tiny bottle of Schwartz when a full bag is $89. Just no. Edit. So my most upvoted comment is just me being cheap. Great value dishwasher detergent and Cascade. GV is literally the same but more diluted. I won't skimp on Dawn though. In Aldi you can get a 12 pack of Okie Dokies for the same price as a 6 pack of Hunky Dories. Games Workshop shade paints, they are basically just normal oil paints that is extremely thinned down that is put into a pot and put the Citadel name on it for the brand name so to justify its expensive price. I used to work in a supermarket. Those Ferrero Raffaello coconut bowls were ducking expensive. There were cheaper brands that literally tasted the same. Also Mount Chocolate were more expensive than the Bounty. I don't know why, but they tasted the same to me. My supervisor always insisted on putting cheaper brands near the expensive ones. His logic, they are the same kind of product, so they should be found in the place. What would usually happen is people would take the cheaper brands and the expensive ones would just expire on the shelves. A lot of clothing. Most of it is made in the same sweet shops in China / Bangladesh / wherever. The only difference is the name on the label. When I finally started making okay money, I had the great idea of shopping at nicer stores than Walmart. My family would always tell me I needed to shop at Fredmere, it's so much better quality items. I'm in the clothes section at Fredmere looking at socks and whatnot. I see a pack of Fruit of the Loom. $18.99, the exact same kind I was buying at Walmart for $8.99. Hanes $22, Walmart $12. I was in shock. Why would I shop here? It's the same crap just marked up. I'm not trying to hype a Walmart, I know they are a terrible company, but at least you're not getting charged $10 more for the same low quality stuff. They are probably getting the stuff from the exact same supplier at that. A lot of makeup and skincare. They're owned by the same umbrella companies and are created in the same labs. Mostly the main difference is in terms of packaging. 180 brands are owned by just 7 companies. Estee Lauder companies. L'Oreal, Unilever, Procter & Gamble, Shiseido, Johnson & Johnson, and Coty. A lot of TV and monitors use the same panels. There are only like 4 manufacturers of OLED panels. If you do your research, you can get a really good picture for a reasonable price.